Throughout history, the legacy of men and women who, with their courage and resilience in challenging times, left their permanent mark on the humanity. Today we will dive our hearts and minds in the exciting life of one of those indomitable spirits, Leonidas of Sparta. Leonidas, more than a king, he was a warrior. The training system. Spartan was born into the bosom of the nobility in Sparta. Your lineage did not provided luxuries plus a great equality and a weight of responsibility even bigger. Since he was a child, Leonidas was immersed in the agog, the strict and respected the system of Spartan training. In this context, the family ties were replaced by a severe discipline, endurance and self-control. The comfort of home was replaced by the hardness of teaching that taught them to resist hunger, thirst, cold, tiredness, and face your fears. Even with the hardness of these, physical evidence of your training is not limited to the body but also the mind. Educating yourself in arts like music, dance, reading and writing. This system sought not only to create bodily fit warriors but consular citizens of moral integrity and discipline. The Spartans had to ensure that instilling these virtues from childhood would prepare them for face any threat to the city in. However, Stoicism goes beyond strength. Physics lies in strength of character, and it is here that Leonidas becomes a beacon of inspiration, especially during the episode that resonated throughout the centuries, the Battle of Thermopylae. The Persian Empire at its height was a unstoppable machine, a rising tide of economic and military power. Its hordes of soldiers were as numerous as the stars in the sky, an adverse force that made even the darkest realms tremble. Mighty, observing his immense strength and expansion capacity, the Persians cast an ambitious eye on the mighty Greece. The Greeks, aware of their fate, were forced to use your weapon deadliest. The Spartans' king Leonidas, accompanied by 300 of his most brave warriors, faced the army Persian in the narrow Thermopylae. To enemy numerical advantage was clear, but the courage and determination of Spartans outnumbered their numbers. For 3 days resisted relentlessly. However, the sacrifice of Leonidas and his men was inevitable. Though they lost their battle, courage and indomitable spirit inspired the entire Grcia unite and fight against the common enemy. So Leonidas proceeded to history as a symbol of resistance, honor and sacrifice. His legacy lives on hearts of those who find strength in adversity and do not bow down to oppression. Memory of that Spartan warrior keeps resonating in time, reminding us that even in more challenging circumstances, human spirit can lead up to greatness. Your bravest Spartans and some allies decided to face this tide. Persian and Thermopylae Gorge. Strategy was ingenious to use the terrain narrow to neutralize the advantage number of the Persian army and allow that superior discipline and skill of combat of the Spartans were determinants. Despite being severely lesser in number, Spartans resisted bravely, drastically decreasing the army Persian. But then a betrayal arose. A local resident, seduced by promises empty of power and wealth of the Persians, revealed a mountainous path that would allow circumventing and overcoming the Spartan defenses. Cornered, Leonidas made a decision, ordered most of the Greek forces withdraw, while he and his 300 Spartans, along with a few hundred soldiers from Thespian and Thebes, remained to face the Persians, knowing that your sacrifice would allow the rest of the Greek army escaped, and if reorganized. The Battle of Thermopylae ended in defeat for the Greeks, but became a powerful symbol of courage and resistance. The sacrifice of Leonidas and his men was not in vain, became one beacon of heroism and a point of union for Greek cities and states. Inspired by Spartan courage, these states finally came together and managed to repel the Persian invasion. Although there is no evidence that Leonidas was a follower of the philosophy, historical the resonance of its history to courage, discipline, loyalty, and love for his people and family demonstrated by he and his 300 Spartans echo throughout of centuries. The history of these heroes is so ingrained in our culture that seems timeless and relevant to both that time and ours today. We find ourselves at a crossroads, living in a transition of times. Quiet, defiant though neither, we all face physical battles like Leonidas and his men are in the middle. From a mental struggle, a war of ideas, the media trends, social technology, and organizations more powerful seek to influence our beliefs, edit what we should accept. Hard times make strong men. Strong men create easy times. Times easy make weak men, and men weaknesses create hard times. Our generation and